Aloha, everybody. Thank you for coming today. We'll get right to it, and we'll start with Chancellor Bley-Vroman.
Glad you could all come today. I will be brief. We are here to announce my selection for the next athletic director of the University of Hawaii at Manoa. I'd like to thank everyone who's been involved in this process, especially the search committee, especially our executive search coordinator, Michelle Tom, who has led us through this process in a very professional manner. Warren Haruki, chair of the search advisory committee, the faculty athletic director, David Erickson, and everyone who's been helped us out with this search. The person that I have selected for next athletic director is David A.K. Matlin, and let me turn the podium over to him directly.
Thank you, Chancellor. Contrary to popular belief, I do smile. You probably haven't seen many of those pictures in the paper lately. They've been more like this. But I do smile, so you can take a shot now. But it's great to be here. I have to get a Kleenex out because I tend to be a crier sometimes, so I'll get prepared. But aloha, everybody. God has blessed me with so many things, mainly with amazing family and friends, and now this. So I start off by thanking the Lord for this wonderful opportunity. Chancellor, thank you for your vote of confidence and for bringing me to your team. We share the same vision and belief in the value and potential of the University of Hawaii athletics program and all that athletics can add to the university and the entire state of Hawaii. I'm honored and humbled to be introduced as the University of Hawaii Athletics Director. It is exciting to come back to Manoa to reunite with many friends and colleagues. I learned so much here, and I'm a proud MBA graduate of the Schuyler College of Business. My Schuyler experience was transformational for two reasons. The relationships I formed with professors and fellow students were lifelong relationships, and lessons I learned as a graduate student have equipped me to be a better business leader. I will try to be brief, but there are a few people that I especially need to thank. Pete Durzis of ESPN, I believe he's here somewhere. I'm honored that Pete is in attendance today all the way from Charlotte, North Carolina. Pete, thanks for everything and for giving me so many incredible opportunities to grow. Over the last 13 years, we have had fun starting up the Hawaii Bowl, Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Classic, and watched it grow into what it is today. Thanks for your mentorship and leadership, and I look forward to our continued partnership with ESPN in my new role. Jim Donovan, I see Tracy here. Hi, Tracy. Jim has made a huge impact on my life in so many ways. He hired me at UH when I first moved here to the islands, and he hired me again to be part of the startup team for the Hawaii Bowl. You can't put a price on what is give me a second. On his mentorship and friendship has meant to me over the years, and he has taught me about courage and perseverance, what they really are. Hugh Yoshida, another former UHAD, mentor to me. He has been the chair of the Hawaii Bowl and the Hawaiian Airlines Diamond Classic committees since inception. Always positive and encouraging. He has provided me with an incredible amount of wisdom and hope, and I hope that he will continue to share his lessons learned with me as I enter this new path. Edith Tanita, former UH ticket manager, who was my first UH manager for 5 years. Edith is one of the most loyal people that I've ever had the pleasure to work for, and I can guarantee you that I would not have this opportunity if it were not for her. If you know Edith Tanita, then you know what I mean when I say that Edith equipped me well to learn how to work in Hawaii and survive. And I'm forever grateful to her. My staff, Daryl Garvin, Tamara Tabor, Brad Motoka, who was with my staff, who's here now, so he tried to run away, and you can run but you can't hide, and Gianni Minga. They have been the best team that anyone could ask for. We have accomplished so much together, and I know they will continue to do great things with future events here in the state of Hawaii, and will continue to do so much for our community through the Hawaii Bowl Foundation. So I thank them very much. I would also like to thank the search committee, who many of them are here, for the many, many hours they devoted to the search process. I don't think that any of us will ever truly know how much time and energy they have invested, and it was all out of the genuine belief in the value of athletics program and a true desire to do nothing but the best for student athletes. Last but not least, I want to thank my family. They're here. Dana, my wife and partner for 26 years. Without the blessing of her in my life, none of this would be possible, nor would it matter. Our 2 kids, Kisa, sophomore in college, who might be watching this from the mainland, and my son Ross, right over there, a junior in high school. They continue to make us proud each and every day. As student athletes, and now as a college marching band member for our daughter, we have seen the benefits of athletics in students' lives, and if anything, their experiences have further strengthened my commitment to support student athletes. Next, I can't thank Dana's family enough. They have accepted this Haole boy from day one. The Hatates, Iketas, Shitabatas, Kagiharas, and Horimotos have supported our family throughout the years. And as alumni and diehard UH fans, I know that they will continue to support me as I take on this new role. So thank you. My in-laws are Raymond and Lillian Hatate. Raymond is here today, has mentored me, and is a living example of what college athletic scholarship can do, as he left the islands back in 1949 with $100 in his pocket and a promise to play college football in exchange for an education. He came back 6 years later with an advanced degree in physical therapy and became one of the first, actually I think he was the 3rd licensed physical therapist on the islands in the state of Hawaii. Lillian is no longer with us, but I know that she is looking down now and smiling, because she was the first person to encourage me to apply for a job back at UH Athletic Department back in 1993. My wife Dana and I will endow a scholarship in Lillian Hatate's name for the University of Hawaii Athletics. This is in tribute to her, as well as a realization that Dana and I need to do our part to support UH Athletics. Lillian was a lifelong educator in Hawaii, and the matriarch of her family. My mom and dad, Don and Louis Matlin, they are 92 and 93 years young respectively, and they might be watching this on their iPads right now, which is pretty cool, you know. I'm blessed to see them several times a year, and I continue to be impressed with their energy and quick minds. Along with my sister Terry Ann, who lives in Colorado. They enabled me to dream and to take the road less traveled with total support and love. My father, Lou Matlin, was a general manager for the Islanders back in the early 60s. My mother never quite forgave him for taking the new job with the Vancouver Mounties and moving our family away, but I think now that things have seemed to come full circle, she'll finally forgive him. There are so many other wonderful friends and colleagues that I would like to thank, but time doesn't permit me to acknowledge them each individually. But they know who they are and how much their support has meant to me over the years. To the team I am rejoining here at the University of Hawaii Athletic Department, for some of it's like a family reunion, to be able to come back and work with you again. I see so many of you here right now. And for others, it's a new introduction. But in either case, I look forward to a bright future. We are not without our challenges, and no one knows better than you, but one of my top priorities is to provide the coaches and support staff with the resources and empowerment to do what you do best and do well. In turn, as a department, we can then provide the best environment to allow our coaching staff to focus on what they do best, and that's developing student athletes who learn to win with integrity, both on and off the playing field. Lastly, to our student athletes, I welcome the opportunity to be part of your college experience. At a risk of sounding cliche, I will tell you now that my door will always be open to you, and you will have a direct line of communication to tell me your concerns and ideas to help you succeed. If I can help each and every one of you to excel in your role, then I know that we will be successful as a team and as a university in growing that pride that we and our fans already have in our school and our state. So in summary, in my mind, the challenges that UH Athletics faces are also great opportunities. The burden of leading this great organization is both daunting and humbling. One thing that I do realize is, in order for UH Athletics to reach our collective goals, we all need to be working together. The state legislature, the Board of Regents, the UH administration, our booster clubs, our corporate sponsors, our student body, and the thousands of loyal UH fans in the community all need to get behind UH Athletics. We need your support. I need your support. and you have my pledge to work with all of you for a brighter tomorrow, for the teams that we love, and this place that we call home. Thank you all for coming. I can take a few questions. Usually the questions are better than my answers, though, so just to let you know.
When you take the job on day one, what is the highest priority at the top of your list?
It's a good question. You know, I think a theme is going to be stewardship. You know, we have resources. We have to steward them well. I really believe if we steward the resources we have well, people will see that will become a good investment, and people will give us more. People in Hawaii are very generous and very giving, but everyone likes a good investment. So it's just basically stewarding what we have, because we do have a lot, but we, like I said, just stewardship.
Is that stewardship in regards to tackling the budget deficit?
I think among all plans, it's stewardship in your finances, how you spend them. It's stewardship in relationships. It's you know, a lot of people say that the biggest problem is the budget deficit. Well, that's an issue, but I think that the real issue is doing the best with what you have and growing it. Yes, Dave.
When do you plan to have a permanent basketball coach?
Well, if my understanding is that we will post the job today. We'll post the job today, and you know, hopefully as expeditiously as possible. I think it's got to be posted for 10 days, so hopefully it will be quick, but the process will start today.
Hey, congratulations first.
Thanks.
Do you see this as a position where you'll have time to ease your way in, or do you feel like you got to hit the ground running and you've got some immediate action items that you got to take care of?
I think it's the latter. I think you kind of hit the ground running very quickly. Yeah. So I'm going to sleep for the next. I'm going to rest up before I officially start. But you know, obviously we start right now. But I don't think I think you got to hit the ground running. Yes.
You mentioned the former ADs in your speech,
Mhm.
what they've taught you. What have they said about the challenges in this position?
It's a good question. You know, I mentioned Jim Donovan and Hugh Yoshida. Worked with them both. They're concerned for my health, to be honest with you, and they're good friends. And you know, there's, you know, in all honesty, that's really what they're concerned for me as a person. They know this job is challenging. They've been there. At the end of the day, what they both told me in their own way was, David, you have to be yourself. You have to be yourself. And I think those are wise words, and I think they are right. I think I'm going to have to make sure my body is in good shape physically and mentally. So, yes, Jim.
You have great compassion for Hawaii, and you also have great contacts among the power conferences and among the people at the NCAA. Because of the sanctions that are still hanging over us like the sword of Damocles, have you had any contact at all with the NCAA concerning that?
I always need a thesaurus when I talk to you. So I have not yet. I need to get up to speed very quickly. I mean, I've read the 46-page, you know, about the basketball program. I've read that and studied that. I will ask a lot of questions. I do have a relationship with the conferences and NCAA. That's something that we obviously we got to tackle quickly. I'm not 100% in the know on everything, but I'm confident that you know, most of the information is there, and it's something that we need to resolve as quickly as possible.
Kind of touching
Yes.
upon that, you also have contacts within ESPN and the power conferences. How do you plan to use those relationships in regards to, you know, bringing more exposure for the department?
Any way I can. You know, I've worked with ESPN for 13 years. Pete Durzis, Clint Overby, so many great people. So you know, they're great partners to Hawaii. I mean, leaving, I had a great job. You know, I had a great job working with them, working for great people. This is a great opportunity. I know that I have a feeling what ESPN's looking for in opportunities. At the end of the day, these partnerships have to be win-win. I know that Pete is bullish in Hawaii on doing business in Hawaii. He's demonstrated that for 13 years. So I think the sky's the limit. We're limited by our creativity and just really doing a model that's a win-win. As far as, you know, my dad taught me a long time ago, all business, but especially this business, is about information, and it's about having contacts, having people you can call, whether they're commissioners of conferences, ESPN, former athletic directors, and that's very valuable. So just reaching out to them and being mentored by them, but also learning what's going on in the landscape. I mean, we're in the middle of the Pacific. We need to be plugged in even more so than others. We need to work harder at it, I believe, and I will do that.
Dave, over the past decade and a half, some really good men have come in here and tried to tackle the budget deficit. And if I may, another Greek analogy, it seems the Sisyphean task. How do you tackle it? How do you push that rock up the mountain and get it over?
How do you do it without burning and getting too close to the sun? You know, there's no question, we need to relook at our model. You probably heard that before. I mean, there's percentages out there you can say how we're institutionally funded compared to others. I think it all just comes back down to what I said earlier. It's about stewardship. It's about demonstrating that we're getting the most of what we have and that we are a good investment. And I do believe the people of Hawaii will support that, and we will get more. We have to relook at our model. There's new creative ideas and opportunities. There's some ideas that I have that I'd like to do. I don't want to say what they are right now because I don't want anyone else to do them before we do them, because I think there's some opportunities. But at the end of the day, I think it does come down to stewardship and maximizing what you have, and then I think people will invest more.
You know this job daunting. You've had a great career. Why do you feel the need to take on such a monumental task?
That's a really good question, and I wrestled with that before I put my application in for a long time, and my wife and I had a lot of conversations. You know, it's an incredible opportunity. You know, some people say it's a dream job. I say it's a dream opportunity. I think that's a quote that will come out. You know, deep down, I have a deep faith and belief that, you know, we're here to make a difference in whatever role we have. I felt that I could do that. I did that when I was in the ticket office. I felt I did that when I was here as a casual hire in 1993 after leaving the Houston Astros and was being paid $6 an hour. I feel a calling to make a difference, and I think this is a great forum, not to make a difference for UH student athletes, which is what our role is, the athletic department, the university, but the state of Hawaii. And if you can change a state, you can change a country. If you can change a country, you can change a world. That's a pretty awesome thing. There's no magic bullets here. It's not about Dave Matlin. I mean, people talk about who's the best AD to do this job. Who's got all the skills? Nobody does, and myself included. But if we all get rolling in the right direction, to use that analogy, I think we can move mountains.
Dave,
Yes, Robert.
when do you start?
We're
You started last night.
I feel like I started about 2 months ago, but no, yeah, I think it's going to be April 27th is the date, I believe, is the official date. I have some things I have to wrap up where I am now. But my mind will be very much on UH athletics during the next month.
This question for the Chancellor. In regards to the search itself, there was a timetable laid out in late February. What about the search was it that allowed it to move so quickly and find the candidates so early on?
Well, we'd always hoped to get the search wound up by the end of March. So we're really right on schedule. It's true that Benjay's contract runs through the end of June, but I never thought that it would be a good idea to draw out the search that long. I think we're really right on schedule. Search committee did a great job. There were a lot of good applicants, and we were able to move ahead expeditiously.
Can we confirm that David's name was the only one that was submitted to you by the committee?
I cannot really talk about the internal operations of the search.
Any more questions for?
So,
for Dave or for Chancellor?
Either or both. So,
How about me?
Here, we'll do this.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll speak.
going by 2 plus 2 equals 4, if David isn't starting till April 27th and the new athletic director is hiring a basketball coach, does that mean the new basketball coach isn't until April 27th earliest?
We intend to follow the advice of the new athletic director with respect to the basketball coach. Although he's not getting paid till April 27th.
He's working.
He's working. He's working, and we're going to pay attention to.
That means there will be a coach before April 27th?
You can never predict that for sure, but we are going to move as quickly as we can in finding a coach. You want to say that again?
I just think we're going to do it as expeditiously as possible. I think timing is important. Obviously, most important to get the right person for the job, but I think timing's a factor, and that will start right after this press conference.
Early on into your tenure, there will come a time where you may have to make some tough decisions in regards to staffing, in terms of whether it be basketball or football. How do you plan to tackle those kind of decisions?
Well, I think you have to tackle those as directly as possible with compassion, but those decisions, when they come to you, you just have to do them directly. Don't really, I'm trying to think of, there's something else on the tip of my tongue I want to say to that, but I don't have it right now. But yeah, just directly, and you do your research, you meet with people. These are people's lives. I mean, a lot of times people don't understand that these are people, and business at the end of the day is all about relationships. But at the end of the day, you have to do what's right for the program to bring the program forward.
Have you fired anyone before?
Yes. Not lately though, because I have a great team. They've almost fired me.
All right, any more questions? Obviously, go ahead, Chris.
Very public job. Obviously, you're speaking with great candor here, and the level of your connections demonstrate that you have a personality that can reach out. But as far as reaching out to those people in the community, have you thought about the public nature of this job and really wearing that H and being similar?
Yes, I think that's, for me, I think that is, while it's a great opportunity, it's a little daunting. I mean, anonymity is important to me. I think that's kind of ends today. But it's just about the opportunity to make an impact. And basically, this is Hawaii's team. There's no pro sports here. I mean, I worked for the Houston Astros, and there were a lot of colleges in Texas, but you had a lot of colleges, professional teams here. This is Hawaii's team. People care. People get inspired by it. It is a daunting responsibility, and I know that I'm going to have to represent myself well on the community. I'll make mistakes. Mistakes are okay. I mean, hopefully I'll admit them straight on, and then we'll learn from that. But it's all about integrity, and our mantra will be winning with integrity. We want to win, but we want to win with integrity, and I believe we can do that.
And that's a great note to end on. We are going to probably make some media availabilities, and then we're also going to eventually clear the room so the staff, which everyone's here, fantastic, will get an opportunity also to talk today. But on behalf of the University of Hawaii, we just want to thank everybody for being here for this great day. And once again, how about a big round of applause for our new athletic director.